Hey everybody. So the question always comes up, what do I carry? What's in my bag? And if anyone who's ever lifted my backpack would know that my bag is extremely heavy. And it even boggles my mind sometimes as to why is this backpack so heavy? So I decided to take it all out today and put it all back in piece by piece. So you get a chance to see what I carry and I get a chance to see what makes this thing so heavy. So let's take a look. So here's a table where everything's out. First of all, let's take a look at the backpack itself. It's actually a Tumi backpack, and it's not that I'm that big of a fan of expensive bags. As a matter of fact, I resisted buying this bag for years and years and years. But what was happening with all my other bags is that the handle was coming apart like after 6 months to a year. So I was replacing bags on a 6 month to a year regular basis, and I just got tired of it. And Tumi has a terrific 5-year warranty. They used to have a lifetime warranty where if anything happens to the bag, they will either fix it or replace it. The other thing I like about this particular bag, it is their, they call it T-Pass. So let me zip it up a little bit here. And the T-Pass bag is for airport security. So for example, over here on the sides, when you unzip it, it can lay flat so that your laptop, and I put my laptop and iPad in this part, and everything else is in that part. So when I lay it flat, TSA doesn't complain. They actually let it go through without me having to take anything out, and that's even if I don't get pre-check. So that's another reason I like this particular bag, is just because of the way it opens. All right, so now let's take a look at what's in it, or what's gonna be in it. Let's put the things in piece by piece, and we'll see why this thing weighs what it weighs. So first and foremost, there's this big area in the front part, and this is where I put everything else. It's basically everything that's not my computer and not my iPad. So starting with photography, my normal travel lens is the Nikon 28-300. This is the lens I carry when I'm not going to be doing anything that's, photography specific, but I want to have a good lens, all-purpose lens with me that I can carry and not have to change lenses on a regular basis. So 28-300 lens, that's going to go in a corner. All right, the next thing that goes in is this kind of, here, let me grab it here. So many things. It's my cable bag. Okay, so what this is this is a think tank cable accessory bag, and in this bag is every adapter I would ever need, multiple external hard drives, many of which I've reviewed in the past. So there's 3 hard drives in there. Here, if I can get my hand out of the way. 3 hard drives, one of which being the Western Digital one that I reviewed recently. And the thing I like about this particular drive is it's a network. I mean, it creates its own hotspot, so I can connect to this drive from any of my devices. And it even has an SD card slot, so I can do backups to it from my camera. So just basically plug the card in, and it will automatically copy all the files from the card onto the drive without the drive being connected to a computer. And of course, card readers, Ethernet cables, all the various Apple adapters for all the various Apple devices. That's just going to go right in there. Okay, and this, by the way, this alone weighs a freaking ton. Hey guys, this weighs a ton by itself just because of the weight of the drives. I could probably cut down to 2 drives, but this particular bag I know is a big chunk of the weight. But even right now, just with those 2 items in it, it's already getting pretty heavy. All right, so the next thing is there's a smaller accessory bag, and this is what I like to refer to as my stage bag. So for example, I typically go around the world doing demos. So I will take my laptop out, take the power supply out, and I'll take this bag out. Because in this particular bag, this has got all the stuff that I'm most likely going to need right off the bat. So it's got my mouse in it, it's got my cable for my Wacom Tablet, it's got my Wacom pen, It's got an Airport Express in case I need to create a network on stage. And it's got like a VGA adapter and a DVI adapter is in there somewhere as well. So that way I can connect to any projector and just take out this one smaller bag and know that I've got everything that I'm going to need most likely on stage, unless it's something that the other bag has in it because it's some weird situation. But this is the bag I use for most common things. And again, this is going to go inside in a corner. Okay, what's next? Well, next at this point, I would probably, before I get the bag too full, I would probably go ahead and put my tablet in it. And what I mean by tablet, my Wacom tablet. This is the Intuos Pro small tablet. Their most current version right now. It is wireless, although it does have a USB port on it, and therefore you can connect it if the battery is dead. You can connect it right away. The question was, where am I headed next? My next trip is to San Francisco for the Creative Jam. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that inside in a pocket. And believe it or not, even the tablet weighs quite a bit when you think about carrying it around all the time. When it's on your desk, you don't think twice about it. But when you're carrying it, it feels like it weighs a ton. Okay, so next thing, I will probably go ahead and just slide this in a pocket. This is for the plane. This is a Samsonite neck pillow that's inflatable. So I like, their neck pillows are great, but when they're taking up too much space, then they become a pain in the neck. So this one I like because it is inflatable and flat. It can fold down pretty flat and just slide in the inner pocket in here. So that way I always know where it is. The next one is the camera itself. So this is my Nikon D810. It's the camera I now use most of the time when I'm going to travel, especially if I'm going to do any type of photography. Now, what I may or may not take with me, depends on what I'm going for, is I may not take the battery pack. In other words, if I want to travel a little bit lighter, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of shooting, then I'll leave the battery pack at home just to make it take a little bit less space, and of course, be a little bit lighter. Now, you notice that the straps are quick release. That's because I'm using the up strap. The up strap is a nice shoulder strap that will allow me to quick release the camera. So the strap can kind of just be folded and put in there, and the camera goes in separately. The only other thing hanging off the camera is my GPS module. This is DI GPS Pro, and it goes right on the accessory port and gives you a pass-through for the accessory. So this is my GPS when I want to geotag the images that I'm shooting. That goes in, and then next is the strap itself. And the strap offers a little bit more padding, so I usually like put it right in front of the camera just to cut down on the actual bumps that the camera might receive. Okay, I think that is pretty much it for what goes in that big pocket. So let's go ahead and zip that up. If I need more, I'll put more in. Okay, the next one. So let's put the stuff that goes in the back. So that's two things. The first one is my MacBook Pro, which I have a nice skin from the company formerly known as Jellaskins. So if you go to jellaskin.com, you can create a skin just about for any device. And this is a 15-inch current model Retina display. So that just slides right in that way. And there are padding on both sides to kind of keep it from bumping against the sides. And of course, then there's the iPad as well. Now the iPad, I'm using a Logitech folio case. The thing I love about this particular case is that it gives me a keyboard, and the minute it snaps on magnetically, that activates the keyboard. When it's not on, and when it closes, that deactivates the iPad and deactivates the keyboard. And I'll just slide that in as well. And that's that. Okay, so what's next? I have two side pockets. I have one that has my Delta frequent flyer tag on the side of it. And that just reminds me whatever's on this side, because I always forget which side's which. Whatever's on the side with the tag is usually tech. Whatever's on the other side is non-tech. So for example, let's go in. Nope, no wheels, because I travel in too many places where a wheeled bag actually gets in the way. I used to love carrying a wheeled bag, but wheels, especially in other countries where we take escalators and things like that for granted, you're dragging all this stuff up the steps, and it's just easier to put this on my back and go. All right, so what goes in the tech pocket? Well, one of the first things that goes in, actually let me grab it here, is my multi-port USB charger. This is by Anker, and this is actually the older model. My newer model has 6 ports on it, but this will charge everything from like 2 iPads to multiple phones and multiple everything USB. So I'm just going to put that in. The next part of that is the power cord for it. So let me kind of unbundle some of this stuff and re-wrap it. Okay, so the power cord goes in with it, and the power cord has its own little tie to kind of help keep that bundle together. There we go. And I did it wrong, but there it goes, and that goes deep inside that pocket because it's usually not something I'm going to grab right away. The next thing that go in are my Adobe ink and Adobe slide. This is my digital pen for the iPad. Creative Cloud connected, and this is the charging case for it, and that's just going to go in with its counterpart slide, and that's just going to go literally down on the side there. All right, what's next? Next, in the accessory pocket, believe it or not, I still carry an actual Ipod Touch. So this Ipod Touch, the battery's probably dead on it. I think I need to charge it. But this Ipod Touch is going to, it's basically for a couple of things. When I'm on stage, if I want to play music to the audience, of course I can play music from it. It also serves as my digital timer because I've got a presentation app or timer app on it. And so it keeps me from having to use my phone or anything else while I'm on stage. So let's go ahead and put that in. Again, that goes either down in the back or down in the front, whichever way it will fit best. And next up, headphones. I used to carry the full-size Bose Quiet Comfort, but nowadays I'm just carrying the in-ear model. These are the Bose Quiet QC20Is, so they work not only as a noise-canceling headset, but also they work as a headset for my phone. So if I want to do kind of a call where I don't want any noise or distractions from what's going around me, like in a busy airport, these work great for being on the phone and still being able to hear what's going on. All right. Yeah, so worth it. And again, I used to have the bigger set, and they were just taking up too much room in this bag, so I consolidated down to the smaller ones. Okay, the other thing that would go in the digital side of this bag would be my microphone for doing interviews. This is the Nikon mic that goes on top of my DSLR. So again, I'm just going to slide that in, and I'm going to put it behind the headphones there. So let's get that in there and put the headphones in front of it. There we go. All right, I think that is it for the digital side. If not, I'll come back and put more in. All right, so let's turn it around. And what goes in the other side? In the other side, I'm quick. Yeah, that pocket holds a lot. The other side is I'm quick to want to grab business cards when I'm out and about and someone asks for a card. So I have both my Adobe cards and my photography cards. So they kind of just go in the pocket on the side there. So I know where they are. I can just quickly grab a card when I need one. I also, if you walk up to me at a show or a conference and you say, hey, I watch your videos, I usually have a gift with me. These are 32 gig thumb drives that are wallet size. So those are just kind of giveaways that I keep handy. Now, if you walk up to me and I don't have one, it means I ran out. So don't get mad. All right, what else is in here? Trying to think, is there anything else that goes in that side pocket? Here's a few long cables for charging. These go in the other pocket, so let me go ahead and put that in. These go in the anchor. All right. Now, and again, if I still find more things that need to go in that side pocket, like I just found some more business cards, then I'll go ahead and turn it around and put those in. But that's it for now on that side. Now let's turn around to the front. Okay, so what goes in the front? There's a nice big pocket here in the front. And in that big pocket, I usually just go ahead and put a couple of things that are power related. So, as you know, when you travel, sometimes it's hard to find a free outlet. And sometimes I might even encounter an outlet where someone else is using it, and I'll say, hey, can we share the outlet? And I'll just pull out my little Monster portable power strip that gives me three plugs, and then we can both share an outlet. Or if I'm in a hotel room that is low on outlets, I'll go ahead and put this in. Believe me, it's beyond 30 pounds at this point. All right, so let's put that in the bottom. I don't use that as much. If I'm traveling out of the country, of course, you can't get by without a universal adapter. So this one covers Europe. It covers Australia. It covers the UK. Just in this one adapter. And there's my UK portion. So I've got pretty much everything I would need to adapt in this one adapter, except for maybe South Africa. All right, so I'll go ahead and put that in. And then next is the power itself. And this is the laptop power, and I've got a special adapter on it as well. Hang on, let me get the cord together here. And what I'm working with is just rebundling the cord on my power adapter here. And what I've got in between this is the standard Apple MacBook Pro adapter, but I put in the middle something called Plug Bug. And what Plug Bug does is, once I put it in the middle, I like to use the longer cord and put that in. It gives me a USB port. So that way I can take up one plug and charge both my laptop, even if my laptop is not on or whatever, and still charge another device like an iPad or an iPhone. All right, so let's wrap this cord. And problem is cords. There are always cords. I'll be glad when we live in a truly wireless world where nothing needs to be plugged in anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and put that in the outer pocket so it's easy to grab when I want to just plug in. And what else goes in that outer pocket, if anything? Looks like that's about it. So now what's left is a lot of little miscellaneous things that go up top. So there's another big pocket on the outside, empty and deep, lots of room on the sides. And this particular one is for all the little things. Like, for example, I have special cables that let me charge multiple types of devices. Good. I was getting a phone call there. USB micro and USB, the other one, I can't remember the name. All right, so that cable goes in. Next thing that goes in is I carry a MiFi for internet in places where I don't have internet, so that goes in. I always, always, always carry at least one extra battery for power. Phone dies in the middle of nowhere and you need to charge it. This will give me 6,000 milliamps. This can charge both a phone and a tablet, so I can charge a phone a few times with this, at least 2 to 3 times. And that goes in. Next thing is just more cables. So, actually, and I always carry a spare car outlet as well for USB. Because if I'm in a rental car, or I'm in an Uber, or I'm in some other car and my phone's dead, I want to go ahead and charge it with the car power as well. So carry that. Here's another one of those funky adapters that allows me to charge multiple types of things. So this one's got lightning, micro USB, and the old 30 pin. It's short, so I put it on an extension cable. This is just a standard USB extension. Let's go ahead and wrap that up. That goes in. And believe it or not, there are still times where I need an ink pen. So there are times where I need to sign things. But this particular pen has a stylus on it. So I can use it as a stylus or as a regular ink pen as well. I do carry an extra Wacom stylus. This is the 6D Art Pen. Just gives me a different kind of feel for working with my Wacom tablet. And another pen, this is the one I use when I'm signing autographs. This particular one is just a cool pen to write with. And there are those days where you need the Tylenol, you need the Visine, and you just kind of don't feel great. So you go ahead and keep those handy as well. Screen cleaners, basically just in case my screen is just totally dirty or got something on I need to wipe off. That usually goes in one of the outer pockets down here. So put that in. And another short micro USB cable for charging. And another stylus for tablet work. And I also have the very small Nikon wireless module. And actually I'm going to take this one out of my bag because this was for my Nikon D600, which I don't carry anymore, so I'm going to put that aside. We actually get to take out ½ an ounce out of the bag to cut down the weight. And one more thing I'll talk about that I put in. Another short lightning cable. And this one is the sooooo. This is the very lightweight Wi-Fi router that allows you to share even a public Wi-Fi signal. So if you're in a place that only has Wi-Fi and you want to connect it to multiple devices and create your own network, the sooooo is great for that. And it's USB powered as well. You can plug in Ethernet, and it's just a great little portable, very lightweight device that I keep handy. And just in case, an extra thumb drive. And that's it. That's what's in my bag. That's why, if you've ever tried to lift my bag, it weighs a ton. Because of, I can't even lift it right now this way. I'm not strong enough. But basically, that's it. It's just a monster of technology. But I do carry it on my back, regrettably sometimes. I do have to carry it. Otherwise, if I'm wheeling my suitcase, basically my suitcase strap goes in the middle, and I just attach it to the outside of my suitcase, and away I go. So for the person that asked about wheels, that is my wheeled solution when I'm walking through an airport or traveling where I am wheeling a bag. But otherwise, if I need to carry it, it just goes on my back and away I go. So, thanks for watching, and we'll do more of these kind of behind the scenes or tech things that cover the kinds of things that I carry. Amazing capacity. I know, it's that bag that's got an infinite amount of space in it. And yes, airport security in the U.S., not so bad. I carry that bag through all the time, especially if I get pre-check. It's really not a problem. But internationally, oh my God, I've had to take out everything out of that bag. And I mean everything the last time I went through an international airport. So, not fun when you've got that much gear to take out. But that's why you arrive to the airport internationally 3 hours early, just in case. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching.